Welcome, viewers. Today is Engineers Day. It's a special occasion to remember the builders, the real builders of our nation, right from the infrastructure to the machines that run our factories, to the wonderful uh, advances that have been made in technology, has come primarily from engineers. And who better to bring on board for this special occasion than Mr. Karaiadiselvan, who is the managing director of CADD Centre, a company that saw the future much before it was being touted as the next big thing. The internet had not dawned, it was still early days. And like Mr. Selvan said in a conversation just before we went live, that the windows that one saw PCs through were from windows of the buildings and not in the actual state. His has been a fascinating journey from a village to Ashok Leyland as a trainee before he joined CADD Centre and did his first course in CADD Centre in the early 90s and then grew to head it. Let's bring him on board and have this conversation, which I'm sure is full of a whole lot of discoveries. Good afternoon, Mr. Selvan.
Good afternoon, sir.
Wonderful to have you on board.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity on the Engineers Day. As you rightly said, being an engineer, the day is very special for us. Thank you
Right.
for the opportunity. Thank you.
More, it for us, it's a privilege because I think it celebrates the spirit that you started CADD Centre with and what you have been able to achieve. But I think you gave me a fascinating glimpse of how your own career and the early stages of your career began. So why don't we start from there?
Oh, sure.
When you joined as a graduate trainee at Ashok Leyland and then decided that this was the company that you wanted to come into.
Yeah. See, I come from a small village with a large family. My grandfather had 9 children, and my father being the first eldest one. And I had 5 siblings. Totally, we are 6. My father being a teacher. We are from a small village called Kulamangalam in Pudukottai district, where I studied. My schooling was very interesting because in my village we had only up to 5th standard those days. It's called Arasu Todakapalli, okay, government elementary school. So I did till my 5th standard in that village. Then we took admission in the nearby school for 8, 9, 6, 7, 8. So that is
Okay.
called middle school. That is about 8 kilometers away. So then
Oh,
I have to, for a high school, I have to go somewhere nearby to a district headquarters or some other place. We selected a place called, Punalwasal, where there was a Christian missionary high school. I went and joined in the hostel, then came to our district headquarters, Pudukottai, for doing my +1 and +2. So
okay.
up to +2, I changed 4 schools. We did not have, kindergarten. We started with first standard at the age of 6. So that is how I started. Studied all along in Tamil medium. So then I joined engineering, industrial and production engineering. 1985, I passed out +2. Then I passed out 1 year in between. I studied in Trichy National College, BSc Physics. Then I
Okay.
moved on to engineering. So engineering, I passed out in 1991. Came to Ashok Leyland as a graduate engineering trainee. Okay, that is the second time I'm coming to Chennai. First time I came during the engineering, they brought me to industrial visit to this area. We came and saw different companies. Second or third time, I was coming to Chennai in 1992. I had a lot of my relatives, but I came here, started working with Ashok Leyland as a trainee engineer.
Okay.
Okay, we were having something called, I was working in a bodybuilding unit, meaning
Okay.
the chases will come. We have to, based on the order, we were working for Africa and Sri Lanka.
Okay.
The drive will be on the other side. Driver's
Right.
seat will be, instead of right side, will be left hand drive. So we used
Okay.
to make bus bodies. It was exported. It was in Gumudipundi. I used to work in different ships. Life was going on. Ashok Leyland, large company. Wherever you go out and say Ashok Leyland, everybody knows Ashok Leyland. One of these days, one evening, I was sitting and having my dinner in the factory. Our HR manager, I very, very clearly remember Mr. Manogaran. He was talking to
Mm.
me. He was just having a casual chat. He was saying, "Have you studied computers? Now computers." It was in the year 1992, 91,
Right.
late 91, early 92. I was telling him, "Yeah, we studied a little bit engineering, but that's all I know." But he was explaining how computers are going to be important in the world,
Okay.
how mechanical engineers with computer knowledge getting higher salary, and how the openings are coming. You being an industrial engineer, mechanical engineer, you study computers. That is what he told me.
Okay.
Maybe around 8:30 in the night. The next day, was weekday. Then on a Sunday, then I told my friend, my HR manager said I have to study computer. He is from my village. He's Chennai fellow, Mr. Udayappan. I was telling him. Then he said, sit on the bike. Then we took the bike. He took me to one training center near SIT College, Mount Road. Those days it is Mount Road, I think, Anna Salai.
Right.
So we went and took an inquiry, but they guided me to go to CADD Centre. They said if you want to study CAD, if you are an engineer, then you should not be coming to any of these places. There is only one place in the whole of India which is CADD Centre. Go to CADD
Wow.
Centre. They are the authorized training center for CAD training. Then I came to CADD
Okay.
Centre around 7 o'clock in the night. I was so happy about the environment. The people are so helpful. Then they said 7,500 I had to pay for a 3 month course. I said, no,
Okay.
no, I'll study only 1 month. I will see how
Okay.
the course is. Then I'll pay
Okay.
for other course. Then I joined one course. Then I liked it. I paid for the second course. I paid for the third course. 3 months I did the course between, I think, 1992, June, May, June, July types. Then I started applying for companies, different companies, as a CAD engineer. After
Okay.
engineering, I became a CAD engineer. I started applying.
Right.
My teacher I used to come, because I didn't get a job, so I used to come to CAD Center all the time. So, my teacher, Mr. Vishwanathan, asked me, "Would you like to join CAD Center as a teacher?" I was
Okay.
thinking, my father is a teacher, so I always have a very, very, very good feeling about being a teacher. I said,
Right.
"Why not?" Okay.
Right.
Then Mr. Partha Sardi, our current chairman, interviewed me. Those days, our chairman was interviewing. A lot of people doing interview. I was drawing 3,400 as a stipend in Ashok Leyland.
Okay.
Okay, CAT Center. They asked me how much salary you want. I want to take CAT Center job. Okay, money is okay. So I told them my room plus food all cost me about 1,500. Anything more than 1,500, I'm okay. This is what I
Wow.
told my in the interview. Then I said,
Okay.
I understand you studied in Tamil medium. You don't speak English that fluently. So what I will do, I'll pay you 500 rupees more. In the sense, I'll pay you 2,000. So you have to buy newspaper. You have to read every day. Whenever you're not in the office, all the time, read English books, read newspaper, speak to others in English. So I'm giving you 500 rupees more. That is how they took me into CAT Center. Okay,
Wow.
so I joined CAT Center in 1992. I got the offer letter on October 20th, 1992. Joined the company on 2nd November 1992. So I completed 30 years in 2022. I am running my 31st year in CAT Center.
Incredible.
So being a student, worked at the one and only CAT Center in
Right.
India. Today, CAT Center as a company, we operate in about 35 countries, having more than 600, 700 training centers, and
Wow.
developed, handled, developed, nurtured more than 2,000 entrepreneurs from
Wow.
across the globe who have eventually become engineers, eventually become, businessmen or entrepreneurs or computer center owners, skilling people. And I was the
You're
eighth. Yeah, yes, sir.
right. No, your life is, definitely an inspiration for all the people who think that the deck is stacked against you. Like you said, your primary school was the only one close to you. The high school, you had to move further away, and then you actually had to move into a hostel. You didn't know English till you got into your first job or when, and it has made no difference to your future at all. I mean,
Yes.
in the light of what happened over the last 3 decades, it's almost as if you decided against going against the grain was actually a better choice rather than sticking to the tried and true methods of most careers, which people think, okay, I get a big salary and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Whereas you went against all of that. So, where did this confidence come from?
The confidence is, always there is a guts, some feeling, something says it's going to work.
Okay,
Okay, now I joined CADD Centre as a teacher. I was a
right,
teacher teaching AutoCAD software. During the discussion, we were a very small team. Our chairman, our directors, company owners were very friendly. They were always
right,
friendly, always walk with us, putting their hand on our shoulders. We are, very young employees, but they don't differentiate. So in 1995, one of this meeting, we have three centers. Our chairman asked, boys, now we have started three centers. How do we grow further? All the money that I had is over. Now we have to earn and invest. I have nothing more to invest. So then I was sitting in the last row because all the salespeople, breadwinners will sit in the front row, counselors will sit in the front row, and the teachers will sit in the last row. Normally in a
okay,
business meetings, reviews. So I was sitting in the last row. I was telling our chairman, sir, why don't we franchise? Then he asked, what to franchise? We have a good name, we have a reputation. Do you want to spoil that? I said, not necessarily. What makes us to think that you franchise, our brand will get spoiled. Our brand name
okay,
will get spoiled. We only bound to grow. Then we were talking. It is happening around 1995, January, February. Every now and then I'm talking. Whenever we talk. I bring different papers, show them this company is franchised, become big. This company has become franchised big. We were showing a lot of things. Not many success stories in India with small companies franchising, a private company franchising. All the companies who are franchised
right.
are publicly traded companies, NIT, Aptech. They were big time players. Nothing from Chennai to demonstrate or showcase or to say case study. Then one fine day, around April, our chairman said, "Okay, so you want to develop business only through franchise? Okay, you are so confident, you become the franchisee manager. Okay, forget about you teaching, you move to franchising. Now there is a, like how from Ashok Leyland joining CAD Centre was a little bit of a challenge. Now there is a good salary coming. I am able to run life easily. I know what the subject is. Now he's suddenly saying, okay, just because I proposed franchising, he said, you do franchising. Now I have to start learning again, all over again. Whatever I have learned in
Right,
software, teaching, everything is gone. Then I
right,
have to take a call. He said, if you think franchising is good, if you think it's going to help us grow, you take the lead. Okay. So I said, give 1 or 2 days time. Then I said, okay, fair enough. Then on April 14th, Tamil New Year Day, April 14th, 1995, our chairman said, we are going to start franchising. Selvan is going to
okay,
head the franchising business. Okay. Then I said, okay. I started learning. Our current chairman started bringing a lot of text, a lot of books, a lot of material about franchising. They filled me with a lot of inputs. We released our first franchising advertising. We made the documentation. We made all the paperwork ready, back end paperwork ready. We advertised for franchise. Hindu quarter page ad is released in Andhra and Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka no. Andhra, Hindu was popular in Andhra those days, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, only three states. So three states we released, South ad we released. And next day morning, there is one gentleman sitting in the office. Morning I'm entering, there is one gentleman sitting in the office. I asked, who's he waiting for? No, his name is Praveen Kumar Reddy. He has come from Hyderabad. From seeing yesterday's ad, he has come. Oh my God.
okay,
So there is an inquiry. So I went and met him. He said, I studied in Manipal. I know there is a CAD center in Bangalore. I wanted to study CAD. I could not study. Now I have settled down in Hyderabad. I am from Andhra. I want to set up a CADD center in Hyderabad. The
Okay.
same day, there is a call from Mr. V.R. Chandar from Coimbatore. He says, I am from OMC Computer. You are handling CAD worldwide. So I would like to start a CAD center. Two gentlemen
Okay.
called on the same day. And Coimbatore we signed. First, second we signed Hyderabad. So the first center, franchise center, was started on 1st December 1995 at Coimbatore. The second center was started on 20th January at Hyderabad. Third franchised CAD center was started on 17th February at Vizag. Okay, so
Wow.
3 CAD center we had: Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi. We started 3 franchised out of Coimbatore, Hyderabad, Vizag. Okay,
Okay.
so in 1 year from April 14th, next April 14th, we had 3 franchise centers operational, 3 company owned center operational. So we are almost equal. The sense, 3
Okay.
franchise outlet, 3 company owned outlet. Our chairman and team used
Okay.
to say, okay, you are equal partner now. Franchise partners, you have 3 centers, we have 3 centers, we are equal partners. That is how we started. 1995, we started. 1996, March, we had 3 centers. 2002, February 1. 2002, February 1. 7 years later, we had
Right.
138 franchised outlet, 3 company owned outlet. We had 141 outlet exactly 7 years after we started franchising. Okay.
That's an
So
amazing growth. Now, what was it that you think worked? Is it that you were in the right place at the right time? You knew what was the thing, or the offer that you had? How did you craft it in a way that helped to attract the people that you wanted to get?
our chairman and my team, my management team, they always put partners first, franchisee first, because
Okay.
they used to say a franchise, an entrepreneur, somebody want to become an entrepreneur, they come to you believing that we are going to help. They
Right.
bring all the money that they have borrowed, begged, somewhere they bring all the money with the only hope that we are going to help them. So in your franchising model, you should never do anything
Right.
that hurts the franchisee. If the franchisee fail, make sure they all win. So making the franchisee win is the bottom line of the plan. So when first we started with giving franchisee first 2 centers from outsiders, then we started giving franchisee only to our own employees. We said, okay, you have completed 3 years, you go start a center. You have completed 4 years, go start a center. We told them, join CAT center, end of 3 years, you will start a center. Your roadmap is not just being a teacher and settling down as a teacher, being a counselor all the time. 3 years, you learn everything at CAT center, go become on your own, end of 3 years. So this helped a lot of people to come on board. One.
How
Number
did you
two,
identify those people? I'm sorry I'm butting in because I just want to know mentally, how did you identify that these people were entrepreneurs as well? Because for most companies, having somebody come and take a course, you find your way. But when you said start something on your own, how did you identify the entrepreneurs?
no, see what we, in a journey of any graduate,
Hmm.
the most important reason for somebody to study is getting an employment. They don't
Right,
get an employment, they go for higher studies, then they go for employment. Everything is on
right.
employment. Okay, very rarely, if suppose 100 people classroom, okay, how many of
Right.
you want to go for employment? 80 people want to go for employment. How many of you want to become an entrepreneur? 5 want to become an entrepreneur. Okay, remaining 15, I want to get married, settle down. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, so the 80, you don't get employment, or rarely they go for higher studies. You don't get employment, I'll go for higher studies. Then I either go for an employment or go for entrepreneurship. Only two
Okay.
choice: either be an employee or an employer. So we were promoting employment among our students. We were always saying, be an employer. Okay, whether you want to be a giver or taker.
Okay.
Okay, that that is what we use. Excuse
Yeah.
me. So, sorry.
Yeah. No, and the fact that you understood this early on, that the person who's interested in CAD education, you saw the potential, and then you saw how they could grow and take it forward from there. Just one, how is it that you didn't go in for the regular? At that point, there were a lot of these things, taking software programming courses or data. I know you've got Livewire, but why did CAD become the center?
No, for engineers, the only course is CAD. So we
Okay,
have all the different branches of engineering, mechanical,
right,
civil, always that's called parent
right,
branches. 1992,
okay,
not much of computer science,
okay,
not much of electronics.
okay,
You'll have more of civil engineers, more of mechanical engineers. The course meant for mechanical civil engineers only CAD.
okay,
Livewire, programming, all those things are later. One. Number
okay,
two, NIT Aptech was very strong on the programming
right,
space.
right,
I was receiving an award from Mr. Rajendra Pawar,
right.
chairman of NIT.
NIT,
Uh,
right.
he was giving the award. I was receiving the award recently,
Okay.
about 10 years ago.
Ah,
So he was asking all the numbers, all those things. I was telling 400 centers, what are the turnover we do, how many people we do, we train. He was
okay.
saying, I never know CAD as a domain is so big. I never realized CAD as a domain is so big. Otherwise, we would have started. That's what he said. So, our
Okay.
chairman very beautifully puts it. CAD Centre, CAD courses is too small for big players like NIT and too technical for small players. It is too technical for small people to enter, very expensive. And it's too small for big people, very niche. Okay, very, very niche. So you need to be an engineer.
Okay.
You have to maintain engineers only for teaching, and you have to teach only to engineering graduates. No common man will come into the course. Only companies
Okay.
will come into the system. So it is a very
Okay.
beautiful space. So we were 148, 141 centers, doing exceptionally good, and engineering college was growing like left, right, center from
Your
3,000.
memory for the date on which it started. How,
Which one?
sorry, the memory for the exact dates on which you opened all these sessions. It's amazing because you are literally rattling off the dates on which your first, franchisee was signed, how many places you had. Does that come to you
No, till
naturally?
till 2002, I remember everything. After that, it became too much. In the sense, after
Okay.
that, we started opening centers everywhere.
Okay.
2002, I remember
Okay.
very clearly because we were Autodesk authorized training center, exclusive Autodesk partner. Autodesk works from February to March, and February to January. Every year,
Okay.
their business year, 1st of February to 31st
Okay.
March. On 1st of
Okay.
February 2022, 2002, we moved away from exclusivity from Autodesk, become a multi-product training company. We started
Okay.
training other
Okay.
CAD softwares also. Till 2002, we are like an Indian wife, exclusively married to Autodesk. Okay, then we started identifying different products needed for the industry,
Okay.
and we started putting a lot of new age programs for the students and colleges. Till 2000, mid 2000, 80% of our training was only to corporate. Only companies were
Okay.
getting trained because they were replacing drawing boards with computers those days, replacing
Right.
2D drawing with
Right.
the 3D modeling. So CAD is
Right.
new. Then after
Right.
2000, mid of 2000, they started expecting graduates to pass out CAD and come. They wanted CAD qualified people after that. Then we
Okay.
shift our attention to students. When we started
Okay.
shifting attention to students, 2009, 2002, we were 140 centers. 2009, we were 500 centers. 2009,
Wow.
we were 500 centers. So when I crossed 100 centers in 99, So our chairman normally asks every year, Selvan, what do you want? You achieved
Okay.
this. I'm very happy. What do you want? So many such occasions I have in life to remember and be grateful for. So 99, he called me. He said, "Okay, I'm making you as a director of this company. You have crossed
Okay.
100 outlets. We had three. We never had a. I never realized CADD Centre can grow so big because he
Wow.
started. He is a retired general manager of Canara Bank. He started CADD Centre when he was 56 with our young team. So he's a
Wow.
post-retirement job that he started, but it became unimaginably big for him. Then he said, "Boys,
Okay.
you run the show." Okay, our chairman,
Right.
Mr. Sardi, took over the complete responsibility. So when we
Okay.
crossed 100 centers, I became a director. When we crossed 500 centers, exactly 10 years later, 2009, I became the managing director of the company. So every
Okay.
achievement came with a reward, and every reward come with a purpose. So I
Right.
remember these dates because every time we achieve
Yeah.
something, there
They're
is something was provided.
okay.
Um,
Okay.
so then we started working with multiple brands. We started building industry specific brands. Earlier, we built courses on industry specific, meaning I had
Right.
mechanical stream, civil stream, electrical stream. Then later, we started engineering courses, non-engineering, create engineering design, where you take a scale, where you measure. Then creative design, where you didn't take a scale. Your imagination is the scale. You can just imagine whatever you want. We can create those products. So we
That's a
started working
lovely
on
line.
yeah, we started working on Dream
Your
Zone.
imagination is the skill. Right.
Yeah, it's a creative design. We started working on interior design, fashion design, animation, jewelry design, anything that you can visualize.
Okay.
Any art will become a part inside the center. So we had a dream zone. Then business management became a big thing. Project management, everywhere project qualified people were needed by the industry. So we have to go create project management focus synergy school of business. So business education. Then we started Livewire. So we started a vertical focused divisions. Okay.
Okay.
um, 2002 pre-COVID, 2020, Cats and had 1,500 franchised outlets to be managed.
Okay.
1,500 outlets to be managed, supported franchisee partners, more than 1,200 franchisee partners. Their aspirations have to be managed day in and day out.
Right.
That had another popular brand like Naturals. We were responsible for managing Natural Saloon Network across the country
Right.
between 2017 to 2022.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
we moved from an engineering design training company to a very strong franchising company, very
Okay.
strong entrepreneur development company. Managing aspiration become our USP. If somebody has an aspiration, willing to put their best effort, we are very confident we will make them successful entrepreneur.
Okay.
Now we will be able to
Okay.
make anybody successful as long as they have the aspiration and the fire to become big.
And the fire within. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have to come with a fire. We can only light the fire. We can only put more and more
Right.
fuel on it. But basically, it has to the fire within is very very important. So post
So
COVID,
at this
yeah,
stage,
yeah.
would you say that when you say you have to manage a team of 1,200 franchisees, is it the structure? Was the structure in place when you had the 100th franchisee and you've only had to expand it? Or are the challenges very different when you go past 500, when you're geographically distributed? What are the changes that you have seen happen as the network expanded?
No, not much. Only we added more people. One, the
Okay.
fundamentally very strong franchising model we have even
Okay.
today. Okay, one of the best
Okay.
model franchising model where it works based on trust. Many franchising
Right.
model works based on policing. Okay,
Right.
and we are also into policing a little bit today after post COVID because there are a lot of challenges today. Post COVID
Right.
businesses are becoming definitely different, but pre COVID things were much different. So the golden
Okay.
era, I would say, is till 2020. Okay,
Okay.
1995 to 2020, we had a lot of money to spend in the market, a lot of earning, and we helped people to get employed. We could help a lot of people. We trained as much as about 1.6 million people. 1.6
Wow.
million people we have trained in last 35 years.
Wow.
1.5 million people got trained on engineering design. So there is
Wow.
only very bold and adamant statement I can make. Only there are two kinds of engineers in this world, in this country at least.
Right.
One trained by CADD Centre, yet to be trained by CADD Centre if they want to continue to be engineer. Okay, because
Okay.
you go to a company, you tell them, okay,
Huh.
CADD Centre, everybody will know CADD Centre. If somebody says, I don't know CADD
Right.
Centre, I tell them they are not
Right.
from India. They are coming from some other country. Now, I'm sure Sri Lanka will know CADD Centre because we have 8 centers.
Right.
Bangladesh will have CADD Centre because we had 3 centers in
Right.
Bangladesh. So our certificates
Right.
are recognized in 40, 50 countries.
Okay.
When you want to
Okay.
go for overseas employment, your certificate has to be validated by the embassy.
Right.
Okay, and on the certificate, Indian embassy has to put a signature. Then only the receiving embassy will put a signature. For CADD
Okay.
Center certificate, most of the embassies does not ask for anything because there is back there
Wow.
there is a CADD Center. In their
Okay.
country, there is a
Okay.
CADD Center.
There is a CAD center in that missing.
Yeah, for
Okay.
them, CADD Center is not new.
Okay.
Okay, and now some
So
Sri Lankan, yeah, sorry.
no, the thing that when you said 80% of the students would want to get into jobs and then take it forward, how did you build this awareness among the students as the years pass? Because let's say they're looking for a job, or did you, have to take a lot of effort to let people know what the options were? I'll just keep flashing some of the Happy Engineers Day messages that have come.
Yeah,
So
sure.
please continue with, yeah.
Happy Engineers Day to all the viewers. See what happened. Engineers, mechanical engineers, civil engineers, till
Huh,
recently, they never asked for a job.
huh,
Seriously, they never asked for a job. They
okay,
do CAD, they get into some company, then they will grow in the career. The
right,
college providing employment, campus interview, all the drama started only by the IT companies to start with.
okay,
Mechanical engineering, what they do normally, they normally conduct something. They conduct BHL. They go to a college, they conduct, there is a program for graduate engineering training. Okay,
okay,
graduate engineering trainee, they recruit, they train them for 1 or 2 years, they get absorb them, or they give a letter and
okay,
send them back. Okay, then they will get
okay,
into a company. See, now more and
right,
more engineers, everybody became an engineer. Everybody became an engineer. And today, if you have a mechanical engineering degree, civil engineering degree with a good track record, academic record, there is an employment available. But
okay,
the only challenge is for a mechanical civil engineer, the salary difference between an IT engineer and mechanical engineer, there is a difference. So
okay,
the companies are earning dollars, so they can pay more.
right,
Companies are earning
right,
when say MSME companies, how they pay match the dollar price. That is the problem.
right,
But over a period
okay,
of time, the mechanical engineer, civil engineer, they stay focused, do a good job. I'm sure their salaries are paid.
very
Today,
good.
the
Okay,
courses that CAT Center designed were parallel, adds value to engineering course. It is
okay,
not separate course. Somebody
right,
doing engineering, they must learn this course. It is a must course, without which
right, right,
they don't qualify to call themselves an engineer.
okay,
Because the
okay,
colleges had the courses, but it was not updated because software gets updated once in 6 months. College curriculum gets
okay,
updated once in 3 years. So they don't get to update the curriculum so
okay,
quickly. So when the student want the latest, they will come to us. So most of the time, what the colleges used to do, they enter into an MOU with CAT Center. They will say, I have
okay,
a subject. You come and teach that subject. I'll pay you honorarium. We charge, let us say,
okay,
10,000 rupees for a course. They will pay us 2,000 rupees. Maybe
Okay.
20% they will pay. They will say there is a
Okay.
batch of students, you come and teach in our campus because our teachers are not equipped to handle the
Okay.
latest.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
were complementing the college education. We are working very closely with colleges. The colleges would like to work with CADD Center because to add the latest to the students. So the marketing
Okay.
was never been a problem for us.
Okay.
It was always,
Okay.
a cakewalk.
It was always, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I think there's a lot of this thing in that. So, what is the career track? Let's say you have grown to become the managing director of CAD Center. What
Yes.
happened to the students who started back then in the 90s? Where are they now?
There are most of them are CEOs of some companies, sir. See, I have a friend. My
Okay.
batchmate here. Okay.
Okay.
One fine day there was a call to me.
Huh.
They say Tata Consulting Engineers,
Okay.
TCE. I said TCE. Yeah, they want to talk to you. I said they want to talk to me by name. Yes. Then
Yeah.
I pick up the phone. I said, "Hello, sir. Our senior, design head want to talk
Huh.
to you." The lady says, "Who's your design head? He may know the name." I said, "Suren." Suren. Oh, okay, right. Hello, Suren. How are you, sir? Thanks for calling CAT Center.
Okay.
He said, he said, "Hey," I said, "What? What are you called, sir?" He said, "No, no, no. I am Suren." So, sir, I am Suren. I didn't recognize. He said,
Okay.
"I am Suren. I studied with you in CAT Center in 92.
Wow.
I am heading design now in TCE, one of the verticals. Now I want to recruit people. I
Wow.
thought recruitment, I want to do it in Chennai. I want to use
Okay.
CAT Center facility to conduct the test, uh, product test.
Okay.
So I was told my HR team to talk to you. They call you, please accommodate. I want to recruit people. I said okay. And then I could relate. We could talk about our experience, all those things. This
Right.
happened in 2016 or so, 15, 16.
Okay.
Then any Tata Consulting Engineers and Tata Technologies, for both the companies, whenever they have recruitment in Chennai, they will use our facility for testing the students. Even today.
Okay.
Okay, it started like
Okay.
that. Then one fine day he asked me, "Can you do placement?" We said we
Okay.
can do placement. Placement meaning staffing. Staffing is contract staffing. I will not
Okay.
pay salary to them. They will be on your roll.
Okay.
You post them in my office. We said okay. So we started. We had 700 CAT Center employees working for Tata Technologies between 2017 to 2020. Monthly
Wow.
salary of 1.8 crores. I had 700 CAT Center employees working in Tata Technologies in various places, but Pune was the headquarter.
Wow.
And CAT Center
Okay.
had 700
Okay.
employees. So we normally have 400 people. Suddenly,
Right.
3 years, we had 1,100 people in CAT Center. During the COVID,
Okay.
we couldn't
Oh.
operate that. Even they wanted to reduce
Okay.
people. So moved out of the business. That is when we started a division called Skillies. Skillies
Okay.
started to place staffing services to company. That is the first step we did, contract staffing. With that learning, today we are doing for maybe another 10, 15 companies, small lot I'm doing. In the sense, we will do 20 people placement, 30 people placement, maybe about 50 people are on CAT Center roles working with major engineering companies in senior profile. This is one of the example.
Okay.
Okay. So there is somebody who is,
Incredible.
one of my friend, who is my student, working in Google today in partner ecosystem. Okay, so like that, I
Okay.
have hundreds and thousands of people. Okay,
Okay.
normally there is a story. You go to Microsoft headquarters anywhere in the world, any Microsoft big office.
Right.
You go stand at the
Right.
main door. Amy Bagunara, you make a sound noise. Amy Bagunara. Suddenly you will see 80% of the people will turn and see, because Amy Bagunara, everybody knows, dominated by people who speak Telugu. Okay.
Who's
So
yeah,
likewise, you
it's
go
only
to a
the
design
voice
office.
that may be unfamiliar.
Yeah. So you go to any
Right.
design office, you go to L&D design office. There are a lot of designers sitting. Oh, you go shout, "Are you from CAD Center?" You 80% of the people will turn and see. Okay. To
Okay.
that extent, I am very confident. If
Okay.
there is a design office, if people doing design, they know CAD Center, they would have studied in CAD Center. Very, very confident, very proud for the situation that we are in.
And I'm saying that you have done this so methodically, and so you have seen the opportunity, responded to it, figured out, and connected all the links. Because one of the things that people do is to say that this is what I'll do, whereas what you tell me is that so much of it was managed from the right from letting colleges know what the opportunities are to staffing companies and helping them out with recruitment. It's like you formed the entire chain, and
Yes.
you did this at a point when today edutech is seen as the big thing, but you were doing this, like you said, millions of 1.5 million, and you've done this so quietly. In the sense, yes, you have done, yes, you do your ads, you do your recruitment ads, but you've never been a company that shouted from the rooftops that you've made change, and you've gone about it in a very uh, you know in a way that doesn't tend to, people don't know all of this because they probably think that, oh, cat center is a company that's into a niche, like you mentioned, like Dr. Rajendra Pawar did that. Is that part of your philosophy?
No, I think we are driven by value, sir. We want to add value. Okay. Today, companies are want to do valuation. Okay. When you are driven by valuation, okay,
Okay.
when you don't own the product, you own the company, you want to
Yeah.
sell and run away, then you have
Right.
to make a noise. When you
Right.
know who's your customer and you are driven by values, only values, you are able to add value to people. I think what we are doing is perfect enough. Once, like this generic discussion, we were talking to our chairman. We were saying, why not we go public? Why not we take IPO route or whatever the route funding, so that we can also make noise, we can also shout. Then we were asking, today, Selva, you want to do something, you are doing. You want to give a waiver to your partner, you are doing. You want to support an employee, you are doing. Tomorrow, you cannot do all these things. The moment you touch
Okay.
somebody else's money, you are answerable to the analyst, answerable to investors. Do you want to work for yourself, or you want to work for somebody who puts the money and keep asking questions? I said, I want to work for myself. Then, bloody well, you just earn and spend. Grow.
Okay.
That's okay. We are not going to, we are not very short sighted. We don't want to play the end game quickly. We want to play the end game maybe 100 years later. So
Yeah.
when you are not worried about your end game, when you are not worried about how things are going to happen, then you just keep focusing on your values. Help your franchisee partners to do well. If your franchisee partners do well, customers, when your
You do well.
franchisee partners are happy, they will be able to take care of the customers, end customers happy. And in the reference, education is all about reference. Somebody has to go out and say, I did course in CATS and it is good.
Yeah.
35 years we have survived because we are
Yeah.
doing something right.
Right.
Without doing
Absolutely.
something right, I don't think we can exist in this world
You
for
wouldn't
so
have.
many
Yeah.
years.
Very true. Very true.
Right? It is not
How?
about the investment. It's not about who is the owner, who is the director, who is whether the film model is your brand ambassador. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
As long as you are able
Very true.
to keep your customers happy and make sure they get what they want, what they are paid for. I think
True.
CAT Center as a company, there are two kinds of customer. One, the end customer who are our students.
Right.
Okay. Second, the customer in between the college, corporate, and the franchisee partners. Both, all the stakeholders, we said all the stakeholders' life is important because they trusted on us, entrusted the responsibility of training the students to us. For the corporate, the productivity has to become better. For a
Right.
student, his employability will become better. For a
Right.
franchisee, his business has to flourish. If we can take care of all these
Yes.
things, I think life is going to be much, much easier, and the lot of work to do. And CADD Center today, we understand we have a lot of responsibility to build many nations. In
Right.
Africa, we call ourselves building nations. I
Okay.
was meeting somebody. I was meeting very, very important people in government. They showed one PowerPoint presentation. On that, they had all the big companies logos, IBM, Microsoft. All the logos were there. They were saying they all our partners. We said, CADD Center, 35 years you are there, but we want a brand, worldwide brand. That's why we have put their name. CADD Center anyway, India brand. I said, if you go out of India, if you go to Middle East, with IBM brand, CADD Center brand will be there. I go to Africa,
Right.
IBM brand, CADD Center brand will be there, because they
Right.
recognize us as a brand that is adding value to them, building nations,
Okay.
building their nation, building their road infrastructure, building their factory infrastructure. Only in India, we
Okay.
have to cry for that kind
Right.
of recognition, because only publicly limited companies, large companies can
Right.
get that kind of recognition in this country. Okay, this country needs,
Yeah. Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying. So,
Yeah,
so,
I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
so,
But
so
it's
we are
amazing how you've persisted and you've understood exactly what. Just one thing that I want to check in terms of as the technology has changed, what has changed about the education, about CAD education itself? What would you say are the points at which you have noticed change or milestones? Or,
no CAD. See, we started the drafting, sir. Okay, we started with the drafting 30 years ago. Today, drafting became model, model became, BIM. Everything has changed. Now,
right,
as you can visualize, you can make the product just like that. Okay,
right,
but what is not replaced the imagination, the dream, the visualization. That is what has not changed. Okay,
right.
now AI, we talk about artificial intelligence. It thinks what it was already thought. It cannot think new, right?
Yeah,
Only a generative AI can think what 100 people thought in the past, so it can bring out same thing again,
yeah,
a combination of different thoughts. But visualize an engineer. I normally very strongly say engineer makes the world revolve. Whether it is
yeah,
Chandrayaan or anything you talk about, there is engineering behind it, right? so
100%.
so
Yeah,
engineers make everything happen. Only thing is, they have to believe in themselves. They have to learn the fundamental very, very strong. Then all the things are tools. All the other
right,
things we teach is a tool.
right,
I was the current chairman emeritus, of L&T, Mr. Nayak, okay, was
right.
the group vice president in 1993, January 20, no, March 23rd, 1993. CADD Center is starting a CADD Center inside L&T Powai. Okay,
Wow.
a CADD Center inside L&T Powai, gate number 1. Okay, we are starting a CADD Center to train L&T people. In 4 years, we trained 600 L&T engineers, replaced 600 drawing boards with 600 computers. The
Wow.
whole L&T will know CADD Center is the company who removed the drawing boards inside L&T campus. I was involved in that. Mr. A.M. Naik was the group president for Group 2. He came to
Okay.
inaugurate the
Okay.
CADD Center inside. Okay, Mr. Kulkarni was the chairman that time. So he came. Mr. Krishnan, S. Krishnan was the senior manager. J.C. Mishra was the senior general manager. He is the group vice president. All the three of them in the stage. We were allowed to sit in the stage along with them. So he inaugural speech he is speaking. So one gentleman about 50 years is getting him, Mr. Venugopal. He is saying, so you brought 3 boys from Chennai to teach us design. I am from the bottling plant. What do they know about bottling? This is a question he asked to the
Okay.
chairman, that chairman,
Okay.
now current chairman. So the gentleman said, 3 fellows come from Chennai. They teach driving. They teach
Okay.
driving. They are, imagine, visualize, they are from a driving school. They
Right.
they know how to drive. they will teach you driving. Where is the accelerator? Where is the brake? Where is the gear? They know better than you. They have trained a lot of people. They will train you on the road
Yeah.
where to apply brake, all those things. After that, you become a race car driver or a truck driver, or you become a useless driver. It's up to you. They teach the tool.
Okay.
How you use the
Okay.
tool in bottling plant, how we use the tool in unit equipment, how we use the tool in petrol pump manufacturing. It's up to you. They teach you how to make a drawing on the computer.
Right. No, it's
So
such a
small to
profound
learn.
thing.
Yeah, such a
It's
problem. You said,
literally the alphabet of how things are. That is, in any this thing, there's a foundation. In
yeah. So
any
he said
business,
they
there's a
will teach you
foundation.
the thing. Then one
Yeah.
fellow asked, which IIT they are from. Teacher need not be an IITian. I can be a draftsman who've been trained.
Right.
So people, when they come for learning those days, the corporate training, we have to train all the senior people because they are
Right.
introducing computer. We are removing drawing board, putting a CAD. So everybody
Right.
has question. Who are you? What is your background? I have 25 years of experience, but you don't know line command. I know line command. That is how it started. It's been a great journey, sir. 3 decades of working with, initially working with corporate, working with
Right.
colleges, working with students, working with franchisees. God has been very kind. I used to tell all my friends, if anyone get a chance like me, they will grow the company 10 times bigger. Nice family, nice parents to make you educate, nice family to support, nice bosses, nice colleagues. What more you want? Okay,
Right.
everybody was very positive and supportive. So that I have to really thank the entire ecosystem of CADD Center and the family and friends who supporting me for all 30 years. For us to scale from one level to the next level. Now
You
we are.
built it, Mr. Selvan. You talk of the ecosystem. You started when there were barely 3 centers. And today you have 1,500 centers and you've trained 1.5 million people. The culture is something that belongs to what you have been a part of and detailed. So, which brings me to the question: what is it that you tell students today that you may not have told them 20 or 30 years ago?
Now tell them opportunities are huge for them.
Okay.
Life is going to be very, very interesting for them. They are in the best of their time. Okay, you all know when we all studied in the college, to getting a gas connection, what are the challenge? To
Yeah.
go to travel from one place to other place, what are the challenge? And what are the kind of financial backup our parents had? I was watching one movie recently. The father will make a statement to the son. All that I learned in the book, all that I have learned in the book, I want you to go see it.
Okay.
I have earned enough to support your aspiration to go see all
Okay.
that you want. My father, with
Okay.
his whatever the earning he has to support 6 children. Now I have to support only one or two. Two of my children.
Okay.
Right? Maybe my earning is maybe 100 times more than my father.
Right.
Whereas
Right.
my need is 100 times smaller now.
Wow.
Okay, so for engineers or students who are studying, life is beautiful, and you all that you aspire for can become real. We can make it happen. Okay, one of my friend, Mr. CKK, puts it beautifully. Successful people make it happen. Others let it happen. So you want to be successful and happy. All that you have to do is you
Okay.
have to make it happen. You have to make your charter. You have to make. Nobody else will make it. You don't like if we make it.
Okay.
As a father, we make it.
Okay.
You don't like it anyway. So you make a charter. You decide all that you want to achieve and go for it. Your parents and entire family will support. Entire college will support. Okay. I'm sure the future belongs to people who are bold and creative. Okay. That's
Wonderful.
my.
I want to ask you one question, which is: do you think these 5 and 10 year career plans are how you've lived your life, or you've simply delivered on whatever is in front of
No,
you.
I strongly believe in one saying, sir. Rolling stone doesn't gain masses. Okay, maybe for 500 rupees more, it's not going to help. In the career of people, the first quadrant, suppose you make it into the four quadrant, the first quadrant is the only salary, sir. First time when you're entering a company, you look at salary. Is the pay is good? Once you start liking that company, liking the friends around, you start learning your career, you are able to add more value to yourself, and you are respected, you continue to stay back. If money is the reason, the lot of companies who are paying in 10 times more than the standard, Indian standard, also losing people. There is an attrition in every company. If money
Yeah,
is the only reason, they will not leave.
they shouldn't lose people. Yes.
Yes. So opening doors, getting into a company maybe because of the kind of salary they get. After that, somebody stay in the company only because the corporate culture, the learning opportunity, and the peer group in the office. It's very, very
Okay.
important because this is a home away from home. They spend maximum time in the office, right? Then they should like
Right.
the people. It has to be a very
Right.
friendly environment, a
Right.
focused, friendly environment. Okay, if
Very
the
true.
companies can provide that kind of ambience, I'm sure people will continue to stay. My bosses were providing that kind of ambience to me. Always I
Because
felt I am much better off inside CADD Center than outside. I'm more
right.
stronger inside CADD Center than outside.
Right.
I'm more
Right.
respected with the CADD Center name than without CADD Center name. So I just stayed on. So people will say you keep moving one job to another job, then your salary will be better. Salary will be better. But after 10 companies, 11th company will not recruit. They will think this fellow will
Right.
anyway will leave after 2 years. One, companies will invest on an employee provided they are going to stay back in the company. They will want return on
Right.
investment.
Yeah.
There was a Tony Robbins program in Singapore about 5 years, 6 years ago, 2018. We announced all our people, you achieve targets. There is a very interesting program, training program, which we are going lifetime opportunity for you to see one man.
Okay.
Okay. So we gave the target around February, I think February or something, around previous year. All the people achieved target. I took all the employees, 38 employees to Tony Robbins program, Singapore. Each
Wow.
employee program was costed a lakh of rupees for us. 38 lakhs we invested because this 38 lakhs, maybe one of them will bring in one sale. One of them will help 100 partners to make that money.
Very
So
true.
the real assets of the business is not the fixed assets. Mr. N.R. Narayanamurthy once beautifully put it, my fixed assets are walking away every day, walking in on the next day. Okay, the real assets are the human
Yeah.
assets.
Right.
Okay, companies who understand, they always make sure the people are taken care of, so they stay in the company wholeheartedly, truthfully to the company. Otherwise, they
Wonderful.
all do moonlighting.
Let's end, Mr. Selvan, on a memory of your earliest teaching days. Do you
Yes.
have one or a couple of things that stand out? Because I think that's where it started. And when life comes full circle, you always look at how is it, where did I begin, and where am I now?
Certainly, the way I've started my career, starting from a 500 rupees Hindu newspaper and what I am today, all that is only one reason. Okay, my belief in myself. One.
Okay.
Number two, gratitude to all the people who, whenever I was falling down, whenever I was giving up, my friends, family, boss, everybody was holding me. Silva, you can go on, nothing to worry. You're all right. You go. So that is, I have to be. This is a life of a gratitude life. My life is a life of gratitude because I am here only because of people around me. Okay, that is number one. Number two, the first person when I get into the classroom, when I started teaching, I started teaching command, they started laughing. Now I have to be thankful to them. Without them, I'm sure I would not have learned speaking in English. Okay, the first laugh, everybody has to laugh. Okay, what this man is, Tanglis, those days, Tamil and English mixed and talking. Okay, they used to call, they used to smile at me, but set of people said, nothing to worry, go ahead. Even if it is a mistake, don't stop. Okay, that is what really brought me here. And I have to be thankful to every person I come across, that includes you. I think our interaction is almost about 10 years, 10 plus years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the journey has been very, very good. There is not one relationship I regret in life. There is not one relationship. Okay, every
Right.
relationship has taught me a lesson or given me an opportunity. Okay, a lesson is more bigger than an opportunity for me. So every relationship I respect. I'm thankful to all the people for making Selvan what he is today.
Wow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Selvan. I don't think we could have asked for more. You have detailed, you've been frank, you've been forthright, you've been absolutely so articulate. It's going to be very hard for people to believe that there was a time when you didn't know how to speak English, because
Good, sir.
that's the
Thank you, sir.
complete change.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
the time. Thank you
Thank you, sir.
for all the energy that you bring. And thank you for changing 1.5 million lives in
Thank you.
engineering.
It's a
On
great
this
opportunity.
Engineers Day, I think that's one of the biggest gifts that you have given, a life well lived, which you can do good as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank you
coming
very
on the
much, sir.
show.
Happy Engineers Day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Selvan.
Thank you.
That was our session with Mr. Karaiadiselvan, and we couldn't have asked for a more distinguished, understanding, and empathetic guest. Next week, another session, another show, as we continue our journey on My First Job, the podcast.